Hi, me again. Just trying to get this in around here and around there to go in there. So I'm going to take that one out and pull it this way. So I'm going to try to go through this way and take this off, because you know you can't fit through any of these gaps there. I should have recorded how I got this off, but it's pretty easy. I just took the top of the filter off, top of the filter box, and then I started just disconnecting hoses. This one was over here. It was easier to get off on my own hand for my this is a Toyota Wish. What year? 2007 Toyota Wish. So yeah, so I can take this off with my fingers, I think. See that? See that? Yeah, see how that come off? This is just, I'm just prepping this to see if it's possible to get this brake booster in at the back, which it is. Okay. So all I have to do is just, if I can get this in there at the back there to put in there, or even that one out, then we're able to get this one in. Okay. So it's probably going to be removing a few more hoses. Radiator hose, water will come out. I think if I take these hoses off, so there's that's probably a radiator hose. This one here, and that's a radiator return hose or supply hose. But yeah, unless, because that's an oil cooler. It's an oil cooler. And that's a way to heat up the water, you know, using hot oil in a contraption. It's going into the firewall. I don't know why you would want that, unless that's to cool the water too. Yeah, like a, not oil heater, it's an oil cooler. But yeah, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna take some of this off and get it to go that way. So I've taken a few bits of things off to get in here, right? And I'll record how I'm putting it back on, so you know what I took off to get that close. I got it close to the brake booster, but yeah, I'll record all that later. I got the new one in there through this way. I had it on an angle. Had to move those. So those are the brake lines. I had to move those. Be careful, because they are bendy, but you know you don't want to fucking kink them. So you be careful. So yeah, hang on. I just finished pushing the brake booster on. Just make sure you push it right back. There's 4 bolts under the dash that are on the brake pedal that this goes to. So when you push on the brake pedal, that piston in the middle, or that mechanism in the middle, that shaft, must move back and forth, activating the brake cylinder, the master cylinder. Oh yeah, because where we had got the brake booster from, there was no motor, so it was easier to take out. Heaps of room. We got the motor in here, so I just made some room on this side and put it in. So yeah, but I couldn't. I'm just filming this by myself, so nobody can hold the camera while I'm doing it. But I'll just show you how I put everything back on. I could demo the old one, showing you how I put the old one in there. I might do that. I'll just demo how I got this out. So it was on an angle like this. An angle like this. And see how that gets at the back of there. You just have to fiddle it around. Fiddle it around and get it all the way that way. See the top catches? See how, but see it's going in. So this way I have to face this way to get under that first ridge. First ridge there. Fucking hell, it's fucking gate, isn't it? See how it's getting stuck there on that ridge? If you get it past that, you'll be sweet. But you'll figure it out when you take the old one out, which is this one. But yeah, hang on. I'll just fill it around with it and get it there, so you guys know I got it out. Let's get it there. There we go. See that? I turned, you see me probably turned it there. See, it's under now. Yeah, there we go. See, once you get it on that side, it should be sweet, see, to get it there. So yeah, I'll take this out. See, this is how it came out, which is a good thing. See, all the way down there, and I just played around with it over here. Yeah. So you see me, you saw that I stuck it in this way, so you know it comes out. See, it comes out. So that's how we got that out. So I'll show you what I did on the inside to get that off the firewall, and so you can get it loose to pull it out, and then I'll record us putting everything back on. I might start putting everything back on now because that's over there. Yeah, I think that's the buzz, eh? So I don't know where to start. I should have, you know, but I think it's safe to put this back on. That one, yeah, I'll just place it back on because, you know, when it comes to tightening everything back up, we'll be fine. Okay, there's that one, and there's this one down here. So that one must have went there. I don't think it went like that. No. Yeah. So hopefully everything fell off a certain place. So yeah, I'll put that one back on there. Yeah, that's how it probably went. This one goes on there. Yeah. And this one goes on here. Yeah. And that one goes on here. Sorry. Give you a look. Yeah. So that's that. I took the fuel rail off here, so I can put that back over here to rest, like this. Yeah, I put that there to rest. That's the fuel rail there. Sorry, that's the ignition rail for the spark plugs. Okay. What else did I take off? I took something off here, which was probably that. But it's all on the first video. You guys saw what I took off. So that must have went there, like that. I'll put that back on. There. It's best to face them the way that, you know, you can take them off, those clips. And this fella, we can leave this loose because I've got to get the airbox on. But what I'll do is I'll put the fuel rail back on. See that clip? It's a 4-way clip. These things are ingenious. They're one way. Once you chuck it on, you have to unclip it to get it off. So, okay, stays on there. That's amazing. There's no seal or anything, right? And the petrol does not come out. Hard KC. Something that goes on here. I think it's a breather hose. I should put the clips back on before anything else gets in the way. So I'll put this. You see this? I should have put this clip on at a certain time. That clip there, can you see it? You can see it right through the cables and shit. This fella to come down. We're about there. Like this fella. Yeah, I definitely need a GoPro to help me shorten my videos because I've got 2 hands. I'm sure it'll make it easier for everybody to watch what I'm doing. These are the gay ones because look, I have to lift the clip up a certain direct the clip on. So I had 2 hands. It's already on the pipe, so it's got to go on a certain way. Oh my gosh, get it together. Yeah, try to put it back into the markings that you had it. And I'll put this on, I'll just pause it. You guys can see. Yeah, got this one up. It was easier to get this one up to here than the other one. The problem is it's been a bit difficult at the last bit. Oh, I'm not squeezing it to open up. Yeah, I can't get a good jam on it because of the other bit of the clip. Yeah, there we go. Hopefully that's where it was. Looks kind of perfect there. Anyway, that's done. Where's that going? Yeah, that's on. The fuel rail's done. Oh yeah, I gotta put these things back on. Yeah, they were kind of easy to get off. You just push that clip down. You push that one down, and then it comes off the metal rails like that. Oh yeah, I'll sort that now. I'll demo one. There you see it. It's right there. It's going on here where I'm pointing with my finger, right there. That should clip on. Oh, it's a bit broken. That's probably why it's not going to clip on. Oh, it's broken, so it's not going to clip. That's alright. I'll sort the others. And you shouldn't get the firing order wrong with these. I'll put that bolt on and nut. Wherever that went, oh, it's here. There's two of them. Oh no, there's one like this, and there's one bolt. I wonder if it's this one. Yeah. One like this, it goes over here. Just be mindful if you don't know what nut it is, to wind it down slowly, not too much, because you'll crack the alloy. If you try to over tighten them and the nut doesn't want to go fully down, even if you over tighten it anyway, it will do that. Yeah, there we go. So I'll leave it on like that. That's that. Reasons why I did that is so I could chuck these back in. That's what I mean, you can't get this wrong, because they only reach to there. Well, you'll remember when you take them off what they look like, hopefully, especially if you're recording it. I am. I wonder if this one goes to there. Something goes to there and I'll find it. Cool. There was a clip here for this here, but it's fallen down. I wonder if I can find it. But yeah, I'll look for that now. Show you guys. So I found that clip, that metal plate. There it is there. This goes in there. This here goes in there. I'll push it in, see what happens. Oh, yep, nice. Hope it doesn't come out. Yep, it doesn't come out. It's all good. Push it in there. Yeah. So I can put on. I'll put these back on. I'm going to go clip there, look, and a clip here. So this blue one goes into here. Seriously, see it? Yeah. See? And that grips. See, there it goes. I must have to pull it back for it to grip. No, it should clip on. Yeah, that's clipped on, see? And you push that tab down. You push that tab down like that, and then you're able to pull them off. You want to see that? I have to get my way properly, sometimes. See that? Did you see that? Oh yeah. And put it back on. There it clips. Same with this one. Clip this one back on. And then this one came off the clip. Came off its strap. Came off its cable tie. This one here. So I probably just push it back into where it came out from and see what happens. Because it's supposed to clip off at the top. See, that's nice. They're clipped in. Sorry if I can see that. But see this. See, it's, but see, if I did that, that would have came off. a clip, and then you go injectors. Well, inject the power. See, you can't get this wrong because that's where they came out, but you'll know that when you take it off. I know I said that before, but hey, so it's looking pretty alright. I'm just trying to do a lot of this before, so I should start putting that on. But really, I can still get to it, but you know, just in case you have to reverse or do different things, it's best to try put everything on the way you took it off. Sometimes it's not possible, you know, some circumstances, but yeah. So I'll probably put the fuel rail at the back on, not fuel rail, the brake lines at the back on. Alright, so we can see what that looks like. I think those are because I've pulled those around and they've just bent out of their tension, their natural tension. I'm trying to clip them back into this, but they'll clip down the bottom but not at the top. So if I go like this, oh, well, it was clipping on the bottom one, about there. But yeah, seems to not want to clip back in. No, not even that one, but that's alright. Those aren't detrimental, but this swivels. This here, this clip here swivels. So I'm putting this back on. I'll put this back on. It came from down here. I can arm it. It wasn't face. I don't think it was faced that way, but I'll put that in over there. And that is for the cylinder, slave cylinder. And this here, I need that tube. Oh, here it is. There goes this. Okay, that goes in there. It's a bit bright from the sun there, but that's alright. And it comes this way, and this here goes on that way like that. There you go. Unless it goes that way. That way like that, but I don't think so. I think it goes that way. It goes up like that. So I'll get the nuts for that. That sits there. Let's see if I can put them on now. Oh, this is big. Yeah. I'm glad that's staying there. There's nuts for something else. These are probably the nuts here. Yep, they look like them 10 mils. Well, they're going on. There's one, so I won't go nowhere there. And then we've got this one. I won't go nowhere there. So once I put these back on, I'm going to start putting the airbox back in. I've only got 16 minutes to go of space, so hopefully I can complete this video before I have to tune my space again. We'll just let that sit there and rest. I'll chuck this hose back on. I definitely hope that's the hose that goes there. Yeah, there. It's there. And the other side goes here. See, like that. On there. Have another geese. And I'll sort out now where that goes. I think it's on top of the airbox. So they might recommend to change this because I don't know when this was changed. Yeah. It goes on the inside of this. First time I've seen something like that. So this goes that way. I don't think it has a preference of which way you turn it. Okay. And this goes in there. goes on there. Actually, I should put the filter in first. We'll turn it around. So those two hinges there, sort something with those. So I don't know if they go under or over. Oh, they go under. So go under there, and then you can. So this has to come forward like that, and if it fits down like that. That side's sweet for that to clip in. So both hinges are in, and then you just clip that on.
Papa, what are you doing?
Papa, so that goes there. The clip goes on there. Clip goes here. Yeah, and then this one here goes over there. Okay, now we need to find something that goes there, which I'm not really sure where that went, but we can figure it out. So this one, or does that go there? No, so that must go there. Is it big enough? Yeah, it is. It doesn't go there. It doesn't go there. It goes here. There. Sweet. So before I do anything, I'll put this clip here, there, down there. Right. So we've installed the master cylinder there, as you can see. That's something you take off to get the black thing out. Well, the rest of the master cylinder, the brake booster, because that's the master cylinder. So the silver thing, and that's the brake booster. Then the round black thing. Hopefully, found the hose. This is the hose. It's the breather one. Goes from here. Oh no, sorry, from here to there. Cool. Found that. Now put that clip on. Where is it? Right down there. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, I remember now. See, these are the ones I took off by hand. So that's on there. This one I put on by my hand, and then I could get this sucker to come up over the. There we go, but right there. And then this is another one I used to put on by hand, but first I'll put this stuff back on and then put that back on. Eh? There, see, I mounted that, so it's easy to just put this back on. It's got no. I don't know if that is easy to put back on. It's a bit of a squeeze, but there it goes. Put all clips on, squeezes back on, clips. That's good. Everything's looking dope. I faced these so they're easy to take off. I took that off with a 10mm socket, which I got over there. Alright. Don't forget to have a squiz over everything. Make sure you know it's all back uniform how we had it. Just gotta put these. Sorry you didn't see us putting that back on and that stuff, but to me, we'll figure that out, eh? When we start to take that stuff off. It's the hardest bit was to get to that. Taking this off and getting to that and getting that out. That brake booster. Oh yeah, cool. So yeah, I tighten those up, nice and firm and rigid. All that's on. So yeah, I'll get on to sorting that side out. So we're using a long extension to get to that down there. You'll see one bolt either side, but you'll figure that out.
Could have that. Because if you do a straight one, you'll cross thread it.
Why? So
you've got to have a like that, because it goes around the corner.
So it has to be a bit loose on the end, but I reckon just be careful when you put it on. You can get your hand in there and probably put it in like this way like this, but you know, up to you. Yeah, put a socket from this side with the thing on and just move it around like this, but you know, trial and error. So I'll give us a look at what we took off in here. So you see there's two bolts there, 1, 2, and there's the shaft on the brake booster. And then it goes to that pedal. Now I'll turn the light on, yeah. See, and there's another third bolt there, and there's one above it, and then there's the shaft for the brake booster, and it goes to the pedal, and it's got a, see, it's got a pin in it on that side that holds that pin in. Yeah, but I think we've got the pin on the wrong side, but still, we'll sort it out. No, that's all right. See the top of the head of the pin? It's silver thing right over there. Yeah, well, that's it stops it from coming through, so we know we've got to run the right way. And then on that side, it's got the clip to hold it in. So yeah, when we to take the brake booster off, I took that pin, that clip. Where is it? Sorry. Yeah, I took that that clip off and pulled that pin out. This side, yeah, and then I took the 4 bolts off. And then you're able to remove the brake booster. All right. Oh yeah, mind you, once you take off any of those lines, like how we did, well, obviously we took out the whole brake booster, so what that means is when you put it all back together, you got to bleed the brakes. And there's a way to bleed ABS, but you know, I need to research that and learn how to do that myself, so I'll be looking on YouTube how to do that. But yeah, because it'll be a real good idea to know how to bleed ABS and, well, bleed the brakes. So I'll learn how to bleed the. So if I was going to play with the brakes, I'll bleed the ABS first, sort the ABS out, and then bleed the brakes. Or someone will probably put in the comments, you know, it's the other way around. But I was thinking it would probably be better to do that one. And you get all the air out. Unless you bleed the brakes and then bleed the ABS, that'll probably be the main one, because of the ABS. There's all the hydraulic fluid, and you know, probably take it out. Be careful when you're doing these flare nuts or these threads, all right? Because you don't want to cross thread them. Another thing is, it's probably easier to, before you install this, put these on and then chuck these on, because it's nice and loose for you to, you know, to fit these. But yeah, I've got it on. It didn't take that much, but you know, it's just to be mindful, because if you're tightening this up and it's too tight at the get-go, then you're cross-threading it. I mean way too tight. This is just nice and snugly loose, and it's going on. Yeah. So we'll do that one. That's a 10, by the way. I lost the 12, so they had 12 on the back of it. I could have done this one afterwards. It's a bit wiggly, eh? A bit wiggly for the shaft or the end being bolted in, eh? Yeah, it's like that. That's nice. I still got to tighten up that. Remember I was telling you I was going to do that bolt. Oh, this is a bloody 10 as well. See, now that'll probably have to be steered straight like this, something. See me bending that around? Yeah, only so I can thread this. See, you know when it's going in nicely, it's because you're pushing on this pipe to move around as you're threading this, and that is good. See, I'm getting that all the way down there. If you can turn it with your fingers and it's not hard, like over exaggeratedly hard, then you know it's threading properly. Because you cross thread these, you have to either retap the brake, it's the slave cylinder or thing. Okay, yeah, so you probably don't need to watch this, but I'm just showing you to see it's still gliding in there. Yeah, it's not giving me any headaches because it would have been way tight. If it was cross-threading, it would be way tighter from here and it wouldn't be uniformly straight, because you can see that that's kind of straight. Sorry about the light behind me. Yeah, they're better. Dead. Someone decided to fill that up without that tube being on because he thought he put it on, but you know. I'm just nipping this up. That's dope. Don't, you know, try not to over tighten them. But yeah, this one, like if you got half rings, because you can get rings with slits and then they fit over these. Just do a little bit more, just to be confident in that tightness. But remember, you can round these, you can round the bolt on it, and you can get slits in these, or you can make some yourself. There's a 4 hose parts like that, because you don't really need to do them too tight. But when you put slits in these, you weaken the ring, and they can also open up and cause slipping. But hey, depending on what type of spanners you got, hey. Cool. So that's in, and now we're putting that back on. Okay. All right. Now that we've got that back on, I still have to tighten that up, but I'll do it with a socket. Where is it? Can you see it? Yeah. I'll do it with a socket. But yeah. Now it's time to bleed the brakes. So I have to research how to bleed the ABS, and yeah, I'll do a video on that because we're gonna. I think we have to bleed the ABS. Oh yeah, and this is heat shielding for the firewall or something, and these clips go on it like that. So they just spin on. Man. Yeah, and one goes on the other side, so. Okay. Yeah, I think that the push-on clips. You can thread or you can push them on, and they just clip. Topping up our fluid. That's right. It's not like you can't get any more. Unless the automotive industry packs a sad. So and goes bankrupt. A massive recession or big apocalyptic cataclysmic blimmin' automotive disaster, where they just say no more petrol, we're selling no more petrol, and we that's when you need to worry. No more petrol probably equals no more brake fluid, unless, you know, I've been told by one of my uncles that you can use dishwashing liquid as brake fluid. I think it's just the certain type of viscosity that some things are, but that was an emergency when they ran out of brake fluid. But the thing is, the viscosity of dishwashing liquid is close to the viscosity of brake fluid. But you've probably heard of old school fellas using a lot of things for certain things. But yeah, and it's only hydraulic pressure. If it works in there, you know, if you put a lubricant in there and it's thick and it can, you know, withstand the environment you put it in those lines, and probably getting warm from the calipers. Yeah. And if the brake booster can handle it, because that's the thing, there's pushing it everywhere. But see, everything's behind that piston, eh? The piston there, it just moves back and forward. You know, when you push on the brake. So I don't think it'll be getting into the brake booster, but it probably does lubricate it. But down that shaft. But we need that's another video, some more research to do. But yeah, so everything's uniform and back in. Most of everything except the manifold cover, or the rocker cover, or the engine cover, sorry, to the plastic engine cover. But yeah, we need to put some more fluid in the radiator, because, you know, I lost some on the ground over there when I took those heater breathers off, those heater hoses. But yeah, just topped it up. So I put a little bit extra in there. because when it comes down it'll fill the lines, and then, when you bleed it you might lose some. So yeah, we're thinking the ABS unit's leaking somewhere, because that keeps pooling. Is it shiny down there? The shiny oil down there. My finger pointing to. It's going blurry, but yeah. Well, we'll sort that out. So I'm going to dry that pooly area and see if it comes back again. So it's dry now, and we'll see if that stuff comes back, because it might be streaming down from the ABS unit somewhere. So down there looks like it's beating a little bit, but it's probably the water, because we just chucked some water in the radiator, topped up the fluid. So yeah, I'll check later. I'll wipe that and check later. Yeah, so I wiped it, and it's dry now. We'll check back later again. So, as I was saying before, it was leaking in there a bit. It's down there, and I've seen it pooling in the middle. Do you see it shining here on my torch? Down in the middle there, right down here. So I'm thinking it's leaking from the ABS unit here. So this is from the wreckers, and we've changed it, but we've got to probably sort it out why it's leaking, or tighten something up. See, we've made room, and now we can see. So it's probably coming from here. So we'll sort that out, eh? We'll try to anyway. So we're suspecting it's leaking from the bottom somewhere, or inside this unit, from these two tubes. This is the one that was previous on there. This is the one we could say this is the new one we got from the wreckers, but there's a bit of fluid there now, but the thing is, wouldn't be that much unless if we took all the fluid out of the hoses, all out of the system first, like we're doing here. But yeah, we're going to see what's up, see if that one's been leaking, because the brakes don't feel balanced, but it could be a whole lot of things. But we've changed. So at the back the pistons are inside the drums in the rear, the pistons that are on the back inside of this and here weren't leaking. So we're thinking, it's not those. We changed the shoes inside the hubs, and we might need to change the hub. But what's happening is when you push on the brake, the wheels are, you can feel the vibration in it, but it's not too bad. It just feels like it's just coming from the rotors, or it could be a wheel alignment. But yeah, we'll see what's up, eh? But yeah, it's very annoying when that happens. You push on the brake and you can feel vibration. So we're chucking this in. So as you notice, we're taking the threads off the unit, right? And these just slip inside. I don't know what, these come out, so I'm going to chuck them in last. Don't thread that up yet. So you take those off, then you put them in. Take the nuts off this. So you got to get this out. Oh no, that's one. No, that's just right. Yeah, chuck them in now. Wrong way. Yep, that way. Chuck those in there. They just sit in there, and look, you can pull them out. Look at that. You can put them back in. But I think I think they're there on their bracket because it vibrates, you know, it can vibrate and shutter. I think it's engineered like that. So those two threads have to sit in there. So we're going to fiddle around with that till we get it. No, because what's happening is you're going like this and you go to push down and they're already hooked on the metal. Once you go down, they flick out because the metal's flicking it out. So what you want to do, it's so annoying, it's a backwards fucking thing, isn't it?
Change with the other one might be better.
Change it with the other what? Okay. Ah. Huh? Looks like it has guides there.
All these ones.
Metal guides on that side.
These ones are tick those.
So how I did that, I put it in ass first, got the rubber in like that, and then push, you know, and then just comfortably put those threads down. You can't move it now. You got to put the bolts in, or put the threads in then for the lines in, or just put the bolts first and then put the lines in. But yeah, we'll see. So we're chucking this in. So as you notice, we're taking the threads off the unit, right? And these just slip inside. I don't know what, these come out, so I'm going to chuck them in last. Don't thread that up yet. So you take those off, then you put them, take the nuts off this. So you got to get this out. Oh no, it's just one. No, that's just right. Yeah, chuck them in now. Wrong way. Yep, that way. Chuck those in there. They just sit in there, and look, you can pull them out. Look at that. And put them back in. But I think I think they're there on their bracket because it vibrates. You know, it can vibrate and shutter. I think it's engineered like that. So those two threads have to sit in there. So we're going to fiddle around with that till we get it. Looks like it has guides there.
All these ones.
Metal guides on that side.
These ones are tick those.
So how I did that, I put it in ass first, got the rubber in like that, and then push, you know, and then just comfortably put those threads down. You can't move it now. You got to put the bolts in, or put the threads in then for the lines in, or just put the bolts first and then put the lines in. But yeah, we'll see. Now this is a bit tedious. See that style? See how I got my hand? There's a bit of years experience being able to do things like this. But yeah, there you go. So what's the out of it thing is that I think there's a notch on it. Do you see those notches there? There's notches there over there that I showed you. Yeah, they stopped that from turning, so yeah, so we'll sort this out. So once you get those bits in, you'll find, see, the nut looks like it's tightened up a bit. Yeah, it's come closer to that notch, and that notch is trying to turn, but it's been stopped by the blade of the metal. But yeah, that's all good. Yeah, so we just tightened up those two stupid screws or bolts down the bottom there on the corner, down there, and now we're putting these hydraulic hoses back in. Alright. So put that back in, installed that back in. Down there is not as shiny as before, so we put the old one back in. As the one we got from the wreckers could have been faulty, but and make sure those nuts are tight. Make sure you tighten those flares up, and yeah. Sometimes, you know, when it was doing that braking problem, like I was thinking the rear was you know, not pulling its weight, like, you know, putting on enough of the braking, and it was all going to the front. It was the front was straining, like I was telling you before. So the only things that were done different is the shoes were changed at the back. The front pads weren't changed, and we just bled it. And we changed the brake booster and the master cylinder, and that was just normal. We just really put that back on, and yeah, now the brakes go fine. It was, yeah, really good. So we didn't have to start the car when we were bleeding the brakes. We just bled the brakes without the motor on. Some people recommend doing it with the motor on, you know, or off, whatever. If anybody's got any ideas, put something in the comments. But yeah, so I'm going to chuck this on the YouTube, so we know how to uninstall the ABS. So we didn't even have to bleed the ABS. So this ABS, we didn't have to bleed. We just chucked it in, installed it, and bled the brakes, and now the car's, you know, stopping fine. It's like the brakes are coming on real fine. So this is a 2007 Toyota Wish in New Zealand, Auckland, New Zealand. Cool. All right, sweet. So if you guys enjoyed this video, or can make anything happen for you from it, yeah, cheers to you. Like and subscribe if you want. Cool. And I'm glad this video is under half an hour. Oh, sorry, under half an hour, under an hour. Sweet. All right, see you on the next one, eh?